The prosecution is bringing their case to a close in the Murdaugh murder trial, and they are ending with emotional testimony from Maggie Murdaugh's own family. News 3's Andrew Davis has the details from Colleton County's courthouse in Walterboro.
It's a morning full of testimony about dog kennels. Were they cleaned before the murders? And the pathologist talking about those fatal shots that finally killed both Paul and Maggie. Financial experts thinking about Alex's finances or if he was actually broke. But we began the morning with Roger Dale Davis. Davis says he's worked for the Murdaugh family for 4 years and came to feed the chickens and dogs and wash their kennels twice a day, every day, including June 7th. He says the pictures from the crime scene show several dogs in different kennels than where he put them that afternoon. And the dog beds were back on the roof of the cages. Now, Dale also says he was very specific about how the hose was wrapped up after he washed, and looking at the photo, that just didn't look right.
That hose, is that the way you would rewind it up?
No.
How do you know?
I'm very particular how I roll that hose up. Somebody used that hose after I did because it is twisted.
The defense was able to counter some of the washing claim using the video we showed you where Paul, Maggie, and Alec could be heard with the dogs the night of the killings. You could see the hose on the ground in that video. Then this afternoon, Maggie Murdaugh's own sister took the stand. She nearly broke down several times talking about that night that Maggie was killed.
I just couldn't believe it. I didn't think it was true. I said there has to be a mistake. I said there's got to be some explanation. It just can't be them.
Marian Proctor said Alec and Paul had a great father-son relationship, and Maggie and Alec didn't have a perfect relationship, but she seemed happy. She says Maggie and even Paul were worried about Alec's drug use. They called Paul the little detective because he would try to track down any pills that were in the house so Alec wouldn't take them. After the murders, Proctor says she was afraid for herself and for the whole family, wondering if they were targets.
We were afraid. We didn't know what was going on. My family was scared. I was scared for Alec and Buster. I felt like they needed protection. Alec didn't seem to be afraid. I said, Alec, do you have any idea who's done this? I said, we have got to find out who could do this. And he said that he did not know who it was, but he felt like whoever did it had thought about it for a really long time.
Proctor closed by saying she was especially afraid after Alex was shot on the side of the road in September of 2021. Those feelings changed once they found out that Alex's story was not true. Legal expert attorney Joe McCullough says Proctor's testimony could be valuable on several levels.
Well, this is a double murder case, and the pictures are horrible, but the real true emotion of this sister and aunt has to have an effect on the jury. Well, interestingly, there may have been a little bit of a calculation in the offering of Marian Proctor, not only to have her show her emotion, but she mentioned motive first. And that then brought us to maybe the third in a series of trials within a trial.
After the jury was gone, both sides debated whether they could hear about that shooting and if the prosecution plans to call Curtis Eddie Smith. The hearing about that shooting testimony will start at 9:30 in the morning before the jury is placed in the courtroom. Walterboro, Andrew Davis, WSAV News 3 on your side.
WSAV has been following this case since it broke. You can find what you missed in court today, as well as follow a live blog at wsav.com/Murdaugh.